Okay, we're gonna get going, y'all. I see Kay and Mary Martin and Tim's on, so we're gonna get going. All right. I have my long warm clothes on, but I'll get warmed up as we start going. So here's the deal. One of the best things you can possibly do when you are thinking, oh, I really need to strength work, but oh, I don't want to do all those. Yeah, I don't even know where to start. You know what? Here's where you start. You carry things. And when you're carrying things, such as a gallon of milk, a gallon of whatever, okay? These are just gallon containers. And yes, I'm going to pick them up as I warm up because this is 10 and this is 10. You don't have to go that heavy, but you're carrying something. You can pick up 2 cans of food. You can pick up your weights. Pick up a 3 and a 3. Pick up a 6 and a 6. That would work fine. But walk and carry and ask yourself how you're doing it. Okay, so I'm going to go front to back a couple of times. And you see, I'm gripping. So that's one of the things that carrying things, free weights, that's one of the reasons why I like using free weights. So I want you to just kind of walk through right now with me. See how I'm just walking front to back? And somebody might think that's not such a big deal. Ask anybody who's been walking backwards and they have tripped over their own feet because they didn't pick their foot up, or they actually stepped or bumped into something and it sent them to the floor. So walking forward and walking backward is kind of an essential thing to do. Now I'm doing it because I just loaded myself with 2 gallons, one here, one here. That is 20 pounds, okay? And I've got to drop my shoulders. I cannot be rolling them forward. And when I'm walking, I'm doing a regular walk. When I come forward at the beginning, I'm doing like a heel toe. And then back, I do a toe heel, okay? And when you put that toe down and you drop the heel into that walk, you have to keep remembering, pick your knee up. Yeah, forward or backward. One more time, pick your knee up. Pick it up just enough so that you don't drag your foot. Because we get into doing what's called foot dragging. I see it happen all the time. I'll tell you, a visit to a nursing home anywhere, watching people walk around, you will see what I'm talking about. And that's what we're trying to avoid. Okay, now I've done multiple times, front to back, carrying a load, okay? I'm going to go side to side now. So I'm going to come here, and I'm going to come here. So what you need to think about when you're doing this kind of a side to side shuffle, and I call it a shuffle because every step I take, I'm going just a little bit wider than what you might do normally in a normal stepping pattern. I'm going just a little bit wider. But you know what else I'm doing? I'm pushing with my foot, especially the ball of the foot, and I'm going back just maybe 2 inches, okay? Because when I do that, I have to, in fact, pick my knee up. Why is that important? Because then I don't grind into my knee. I pick my knee up, I push, and then I ambulate. Why is that important? Because too many people don't pick their feet up and they slide into that side motion and they grind on their knee. That little simple mechanical fluctuation matters. So you may not be seeing what I'm doing here, but a couple of things. I have my shoulders down and my shoulder blades are gently squeezing, okay? They're doing this, holding this carry that I have, these 2 jugs that I'm carrying. This is so beneficial to your shoulders if you will persist. See, just walk back, walk back, walk back, walk back, walk back. I decided to change it up. Yeah. One more pass. Here I go. Step. And what you should notice is when I step, see right there, I'm doing a knee up. That way, when I transfer my weight, it's solid right over my knee and my ankle, okay? Big breath through the nose, drop your shoulders. So you're gonna put the knee up, then you get your weight over the leg, and then you put the weight into it, see? I'm not doing this. I'm not grinding into a sideways step, okay? So I wanted to point that out to you because some of us just don't think about that. And then we wonder why we have some knee issues. See how I'm picking the knee up? I might add that little knee pickup puts me, let's go side to side coming back, okay? Regroup. How do you regroup? Really grip that carry if you can. Now you can do it with your weights. You can have your weights here and gripping them. Drop your shoulders. Take a big deep breath through your nose. Yeah, and then squeeze. Last thing, you drop your shoulders and you want to gently squeeze the shoulder blades together. Just gently, not hard. See how I'm picking the knee up? So I'm really trying to help you think about, be very aware of what are your mechanics when you're going side to side. Okay, bring that knee up, step it, and then you're down. See that? At the same time, my upper body, through my shoulders, my chest, my back, is keeping a steady pull on these carries. So one of the very first things you can do on a cold morning, and you're thinking, oh, I just don't feel like moving, go over and pick up a bag filled with cans and carry it around a bit, okay? So now let's move on in. Let's put these weights down, all right? I'm gonna push my butt back. I'll turn here to the side so you see what I'm doing. I'm gonna drop my shoulders, take a big breath. I'm not super narrow in my stance. I'm just shoulder width apart. See that? So now I'm gonna just go ahead and fold myself. Don't let my knee wobble. I'm gonna put those weights down right next to me. Up. Bring those elbows back. Open out. Okay? You're gonna push out into a T with your arms and bring those elbows in. Hip hinge. Push back. Drop your shoulders. Breath. Here we come. Right down to pick our load up. So I'm right here. I'm gonna keep my chin tucked. I'm gonna go down as far as I feel I can. I'm pushing into my heels. I'm grabbing my weights or my carry. It could be a bag. It could be my free weights. And on this one, if you're doing this just to begin with me, and you haven't got your carry bags, just pick up your weights. That's fine. I'm doing this because I have them here, number one. And because, now release them and go into your heels. That's very important. Stay into your heels and come up. Come all the way up and bring those arms out. Thumb forward, thumb back, pull back with the thumbs, pull back with the thumbs. Soften up your knees, drop on your shoulders, and then bring those hands in and down. Now, before we go down and pick up another, load of our carries. And if I were using my weights, I would probably be using my 12s, possibly my 9s. That'd be okay too, because we're just beginning. But before I go down and pick up my carries again, whatever it is you've picked up, and for those of you who are just getting back into stuff, just pick up a 6 and a 6. Put your weights down there, pick up a 6 and a 6, and come back up. You can even pick them up from your chair if you want to. But right now, I want you to take one leg, I don't care which, and I want you to just take it back. See that? Then we're going to go back up. Okay? So good neutral stance, check your body posture. And many people might, or you might be talking about your class that you do and all that. They think, oh, does she do all aerobics? Oh, she just does this. Or this is basically a tutorial that I'm trying to hold a mirror up in front of you and say, whatever you do today, posturally line yourself up. So that's really the basis of this class. Take a big breath through your nose. When you take a breath through your nose, before I take that next step back, are you lifting your shoulders when you're breathing? Or are you pushing your diaphragm out? That's what I want to see. Breathe in, blow up the balloon. Push and exhale. Got it? Drop your shoulders. Hip hinge. Drop your chin. Drop your chin. Yes. Push it in. Come down, grab those carries, the weights, the gallon jugs that you might have. Keep your chin tucked. Now push into your heels and come up. Okay? The move I'm doing right now with you is at the very heart of helping you be stronger and more mobile. As you're coming down, pretend I'm right there, and I just am checking your spine right there. I want to keep it very extended. I'm going to go down here and grab my weights or my carries. I'm going to pull back up, and I'm going to squeeze my butt right there. Drop your shoulders. Yes. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale. Push that tummy back in. Go back down. Put your weights right beside you on the floor. Go down just a little bit more on your butt. Stay in your heels. Stay in your heels. Stay in your heels. Come back up. Go way out into that T. Okay? Now, thumbs are up. You're going to open like you're opening a door. Okay? Your knees are soft. See that? And then you're going to come back. And then you're going to take the other arm. You're going to open the door. Soften up your knees and come back. Now I'm going to pick up one of my carries. So you'll have one of your weights if that's all you've got. So I'm going to come right here. I'm going to hold on to it. And I'm going to pull and pull it back to the center. I'm going to pull it back to the center. I'm going to keep my knees soft. Take big breaths through my nose to keep my shoulders down. I'm grabbing with double hands on my weight or my carry, my bag. And I'm going to go open with the door, just like I just did, and then come back to center. I'm going to go a couple of times from one side. And here's the deal. You drop your shoulders. Do not move your feet. You're reaching. You're pulling your elbow behind your back. Your knees are working just like little pistons back and forth. Okay, but my feet are not moving. So this puts a really good range of motion through my hips, my back, my shoulders, my knees. Okay, but it doesn't put strain on them. Now I'm going to go the other way. So I'm going to pull around just like I was trying to pull a rope all the way around. See, my elbows in the back. My feet do not move. And then I come forward. Drop my shoulders. Big breath. Do it again. Here we go. Turn. Bring that elbow back. Drop your shoulders. Some of you have really tensed up your shoulders. You're bringing your shoulders to your ears. We're not doing that right now. Drop the shoulders and come back. okay? So this motion with your feet stationary is a really good thing to do because it gets all those structures, those soft tissue structures around your knees, your back, your shoulders, your ankles. See, I'm not moving my feet. They're stationary, they're down, okay? That allows me to really move. If I don't move my feet and I don't move my, I just go with the transverse move. In order to go as far as I can, man, I gotta use all of this to really pull myself back and forth. See that? Yeah. So we don't do this quite much, not very much. This is some good way to get woke up and to start putting positive load all through the body, okay? So I'm gonna go down, grab both of my carries. So if I have my weights, they would be right here. Now I'm gonna push my weight through to my heels and then push through the heels and come up and squeeze your butt. You may wonder why I'm spending so much time with a lighter weight, which I consider, for me, a 10 and a 10 is a pretty light weight. Okay, it can be whatever. Come back up. I'm wanting you to focus on where are you putting your weight load, A, and what's happening in your upper back and shoulders as you start to stand, okay? I'm trying my best to get you into a proper weightlifting modality for a simple squat, okay? So I'm down here, I'm in my heels, my chin is tucked. I'm gonna keep my shoulders down. I'm exhaling. I come up, I take breath. I go back down, exhale, take a breath down here, and come up and exhale. So you have to be asking yourself, what am I doing all the way up the chain when I'm doing a very, very baseline squat, okay? It's not necessarily a sit to stand, it's a little lower than that, but it gets your whole body ready to go. See, release, do a little clap, go into your heels, tuck your chin, push into the heels. You need to be feeling this right here. If you're not feeling this, you gotta say, I'm missing something. Generally, you're pushed too far into your toes. Okay, so the weights are right next to me. I'm down for the count. I'm gonna clap my hands. I'm gonna make sure I'm pushing my weight to my heels. Clap. Okay, take a breath. Heels. Push and come up and squeeze the butt. Yes. I want you to feel it with this lighter weight in the quads. I want to feel it in a positive way in my shoulders, okay? Come back down, come back up, step away from it, and step one leg back. We're gonna go on the other side now. You thought I forgot. I did not. Okay, I'm just working with very cold slug behavior. I'm getting you warmed up as carefully as I can. So see how I've stepped back? Then I'm going to step back into the arena, so to speak. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to pick up my weights, and I'm going to hang on to the weights, and I'm going to do that step back. Because I'm covering two of the most crucial moves to be able to do correctly. Smoothly, correctly, and then I'm putting load on it. So I'm doing it with pretty lightweight right now. Okay, before we do this, take your hands and just do a little swing through. See this? Then go like this, okay? I want you to notice something. I don't know how much you can see of what I'm doing. My knees are soft. I'm really on all four corners of my feet for this. I'm shifting a little bit into the toes, a little bit into the heels, okay? When I bring my hand here, if I see somebody sling their hand way up here, that's a person that could be getting themselves into trouble with their shoulder. I want to drop my shoulders. I want to come just to chin level, okay? Then I'm going to go switch. Now I'm doing with my very, very most upper body the same kind of thing as I was doing from my waist down with my shoulders, because I'm limiting how far I'm going. See this? Okay, you're going to find out how your shoulders are working if you will keep from throwing them up. Okay, my palm is down, my palm is up. Now I'm going to reverse. Palm down, palm up. It does it naturally. You don't have to even think about it. The front palm is down, the back palm will go up. So it's an up, and it's an up, and it's an up, and it's an up. You don't even have to turn, okay? And you'll notice what is going on with your shoulders. Some of you have bent forward. So I would say to you, drop back in, drop the knees. If you're going to move anywhere forward, you move from their hip hinge. You don't open and round your back here, okay? Drop those shoulders. Palm is down, palm is up and back. You don't even have to think about it. It just does it. See? Breath. Drop your shoulders. Breath. Drop your shoulders. Breath. Drop your shoulders. Breath. Drop your shoulders. Breath. Back and forth. Don't go any higher than your chin in the front. Okay? Give your shoulders a chance to acclimate to that kind of motion. Take a breath, 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 and breath. Yay. There's my weight load. I have a 10 and a 10. I have gallons that I'm picking up. Why? Because that's kind of a very functional thing. You're going to pick up gallons. You're going to pick up buckets. You're going to pick up stuff like that. So it's a really good training thing to have around. I'm going to hip hinge. I'm going to go down, drop my shoulders. I'm going to grab the weights and come back up. See that? Big deep breath. Drop my shoulders. Then I'm going to come down and put them down and then go back into my heels a little bit more. Then I'm going to clap. So I'm into my heels. There I'm clapping again. Really straighten up that, extend the back. Do little claps. Heels down, drop your butt, drop your butt, drop your butt. Now grab the weight and come up, and you should feel it right here. That's what I'm working toward, to do that and to do it with good form. Now I've got the weight, and now I'm going to shift, which we've already practiced that. I'm going to be solid in one leg, I don't care which, and I'm going to slip one leg back. Yeah, and then I'm going to, if I bend forward, I bend from my hip. I do not bend from my back or my shoulders. I'm going to keep my shoulders down. I'm going to advance the weight load right to here and then pull back. See that? So let me caution you, if you're here, and you're bent forward just a little bit from your hip, okay? Don't go out here too far. In fact, you could just pull from right here at your knee. Because if you go out a little further, it's going to really put a load on your back. It's a good load, but if you're somebody with osteoporosis, you want minimal load there. You want a lot of moving, which is, this is good moving. But you don't want to put yourself in a position where you might not be using correct form, and then your back in an osteoporotic type state would be too much pressure for it. So see, If you need to keep your weights right here at your knee, okay? Drop your shoulders, take a breath, pull like you're pulling back. Drop your shoulders. If you wanted to do a little more load, you don't have an osteoporosis problem, you can keep your back extended, then you can lean out a little bit and then pull back in. So one of the first principles of correct lifting without straining is, of course, bring the weights close to your body. I am just saying that in this very controlled motion, if you even take just one little fist and go out just a tiny bit and then you pull it back, you're going to feel the difference. So I'm warning you. Also, we're in a split stance. We have something in our hands. Okay, you're going to have to balance. That's why a step back, backward lunge position is a very functional thing to do. So I'm pulling, and you know what I'm doing? I'm gripping the whole time. I'm pulling back. I am gripping. Breath. Big breath. Exhale. Right back there. Just bring it right here to your knee. Your hip hinging forward just a little bit. Keep your chin tucked. Pull. Keep your feet grounded. Pull. Just one more. One more. Here we go. Pull. Now, drop your shoulders. Tighten your tummy. Bring your foot back up. And again, this is just a shoulder width stance, a normal stance. But even at a normal stance, if you're going to step back with one of your feet, you got to shift. So I'm shifting into the other leg. I'm still gripping. See, I'm not just letting it hang there, is the point. I am gripping, and you can do this very same thing with your weights, all right? If you don't have 2 gallons or 2 bags that are loaded efficiently. And when I say efficiently, I mean not a super heavy load, because I'm focusing more on motion right now than heavy. I'm going to take the leg back. It's just a nice step back. See that? My toes are forward. If you feel out of balance, open your stance a little wider, but your toes still stay forward. That will help you tremendously, okay? Now you're just leaning in. You're gonna have those weights right here at your knee, see? And I'm just gonna pull back. Drop your shoulders, breath, come right here at your knee. Pull back. Big breath, keep your chin tucked. And you're gripping, you're increasing the strength of your grip. If you're doing free weights, if you're doing a bag that you're pulling, if you're doing gallons that you've prepped, yes, pull. Your back leg is straight. I'm not bending it right now. I'm keeping it open for a reason. I'm not going into a lunge right now. I will do that later. Take a big breath. Exhale, pull, just like you're pulling a rope. Pull, breath, pull, breath. Just two more. Here we go. Pull, grip, pull, squeeze the barrel of the weights. Was that 2? Okay, right there. Take a big deep breath. I'm going to put these 2 gallon jugs down, and I'm getting warm. I don't know about you. I have my daylight on. It's getting light in my eyes as I'm working on this with you. And I started with a 10-pound and a 10-pound carry, okay? Now I'm gonna stay with our carry theme a bit, but right now I'm gonna take a little interset because this is gonna push you on your gripping. That's why I use these gloves, all right? I wanna encourage you to put your gloves on, okie dokie? So right now I'm gonna open those hands. I have my little pad right here on my chair. See that? So here's a little interset that we're gonna do. So full body, chair, plank. And I'm gonna stay into a high plank move. You can go to a low one, or you can go down and go in the floor. In fact, I may do one in the floor. I just want to get everybody started because I really want you to get doing wall planks or chair planks or counter planks. I want you to be on a lean out a little bit. And some of you are avoiding the floor like the plague. And I know that. And so how do I know that? Because that's how slugs work. And on these cold days, slugs are very, very slow. So here we go. I'm going to keep my chin tucked. My hands are open, or they could be at a fist. It's whatever is conducive to your wrist and hand motion. But I'm going to use an open hand. I've got it on my pad. I'm going to step back, and then I'm just going to shift myself forward. I'm going to try to put my heels down, and I'm going to keep my shoulders over my wrists right here, just for a little bit. Then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bend my elbows a tiny bit and then come back. Take a breath. Chin tucked. Drop your shoulders. Keep your tummy really tight, or braced. I should say braced. Then I'm going to tuck in my elbows. See how I'm tucking in my elbows? I'm bending them barely an inch. Barely an inch. Here we go. Right there. Barely an inch. Tight tummy. Drop your shoulders. So if I were with you right now, I would be checking your shoulders. And for those that are on that I can see on, I know exactly who I would be checking. I won't say the names that are coming to my mind. Maybe. I think Tim would be up there. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Keep your tummy tight. Okay, try to keep your heels down. You're stretching through the heels. You're really keeping those elbows into your solar plexus. And then you straighten them, and then you bend them, and then you straighten them. Take a breath. 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 Now, push back. Step in just a little. Keep your hands right on the pad. Drop your butt back. Drop your chin. Really push into the heels. Let those shoulders really pull. Take a big deep breath. You're going to step in just a little more. Then you're going to keep one hand right in the middle, and the other hand is going to go right back here on the back of your head. And you're going to open, and it'll help you turn and stretch your whole body. Keep your chin down, and then come back in. Switch. Elbow soft. Put the hand behind the head. Drop your shoulders. Bring that elbow up as far as you feel you can. And then come back down. Okay, this is a big move. You can do this. You can do this on a wall. You can do it on a counter. Same kind of thing. Soften your knees. See how I'm just opening back as much as I can? I can do it on the floor. Then I come right back here, drop my shoulders, get myself lined up. Knees are soft. Hand goes behind the head. When you put your hand behind your head, do not press your head forward. You press back with your head. And then you open that elbow. Open the elbow. Open the elbow. Open the elbow. See how I'm opening? Then I come back. So I can do this on a wall, a counter, the edge of a bed, a chair, or in the floor. Okay, so we did our first little plank set. We're going to keep coming back to the plank to give us a little recovery move, okay? What am I going to do now? We're in this whole carry thing. But these right here represent normal bags of groceries, normal bags of anything, normal bucket carries of lawn, when you're out doing landscaping lawn, okay? You should be able to get to where you can handle a 10-pound and a 10-pound carry. And that's what we did in the whole first part of this class. And I'm going to encourage you to have some jugs that when you walk through a certain place, you got it right in the middle of the room. You walk through and go, oh, there's those jugs. Let me take a proper stance, hip hinge, drop my, and just pull those suckers up. See, that's all I want you to do through the day, through the day. What am I going to do now? Well, I'm going to go up in weight. You don't have to, but I am. So I had 10 and 10. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a 15 and a 15. Okay. So I'm going from 20 to 30 pounds. And some of you might say, oh, well, Jeannie, isn't that too much? Well, it might be for you. I'm kind of knowing where I'm at with what I need to pick up. And I also am trying to keep myself prepared to handle luggage. I know it. And God only knows that Nancy's suitcase is more than 20 pounds of shoes. Okay? I hope you're laughing, Nancy. I had to do that. This is real life. We want to be able to handle things as we're moving around. And you know what that means? That means you've got to keep picking up a little bit heavier weights. I'm not saying do it, willy-nilly. I'm not saying don't think about it. You have to think about it. But look at what I'm doing here. Now I'm stepping around, gripping, not 10 pounds and 10 pounds. I'm gripping 15 pounds and 15 pounds. Yeah. And I'm doing my same walk. I'm going to go front to back just a couple times and check to see how that's rolling with my shoulders. So if you picked up a little heavier weight, be mindful of that so that you are cautious and you're mindful about, okay, how's my hips working? How's my knees working? You might have just had them replaced. You might have had an operation on your knee or something. Think about that in relationship to carrying this kind of load. Okay, it's not so much even the load, it's your correct lining up that's allowing you to ambulate with this weight. And you will see if you will do a few front to backs, bring the knee up. Don't just slide into that move. And going back especially, bring the knee up before you can get that toe heel to go down. Kind of important here. Now I'm gripping it. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it down. Now let me give you a little trainer's tip here. Some of you are really wanting to get stronger, but it scares you a little bit to pick up this kind of weight, okay? You got a lot of issues going on. Everybody has issues, number one, but you have to be smart with what you're doing. Here's my trainer's tip. If you went up in weight and you've got quite a weight, see how my chair setup is? There's my pad, right? On my chair. I'm going to come here and just put it right there and then come back up. I may not want to go all the way down. This is how I would progress you if I were with you and you only, and you had these kind of issues. Let's say you have osteoporosis. Let's say you have arthritis. You have some joints replaced, whatever. If you want to go ahead and put those suckers down on the ground and you're doing it correctly, good, do it. But if you took a big step to pick up a heavy weight, go ahead and use your chair. So I'm right here, I'm close to my weights. I'm going to hip hinge. I'm going to tighten. Shoulders are down. I'm going to grab them and I'm going to come back up. See that? That is a good progression. Hip hinge, drop your shoulders, grab, stand fully up, come, put them down. And you do it from a chair platform. I'm going to go ahead and do it from the floor platform. I'm putting them down, I'm coming up. I'm grabbing them again and coming up. But I'm not doing it fast. I'm just going steadily. Push your butt back, drop your shoulders, put those weights close to your feet, close to your feet. Drop into your heels, come up, step back up. So I'm putting some movement with this heavier management of these carries, okay? So I'm gonna go down and take out my weights, and let me explain. You know, everybody wants to get hot on, oh yeah, carries, you gotta be doing carries. Well, in order to do a carry of any consequence, meaning heavier weights, you've got to know how to squat. And you got to be strong enough, and you got to know the mechanics of the squat. So you might want to step a little wider, swing that butt back, go into the heels, drop down, go into the heels before you pick them up. Take a breath, grab your weight, go up just 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, 5 inch, and up. Ah, I snuck that one in on you. Take a breath. Now squeeze those weights right into your palm. Then let them go down. Squeeze the weights into your palm. Let them go down. Why am I doing this? Because I'm trying my darndest to get you to have a firm grip. So pull the weight barrel into your palms and then back down. Do it a couple of times, not a whole bunch. Are you ready? A wider stance, yes. Little wider, not big. Swing the butt back, tighten the tummy, put them down. And as you're putting them down, just hold there for a little bit. Just hold there. Just go tap, lift, do not round your back. Stay into both heels, put it down, and push through the heels and you're up. Take a big deep breath. Keep losing my hair clip. Okay. Big breath. Step one leg back. Yeah, how's that going? Step the other leg back. Yes. This is called sets. In between sets, don't just stand there. Move. I will never forget. So I'm going to take my hands here. See, the thumbs are right here. My knees are soft. Rib cage up. Hands right here. I'm going to just turn my upper body. I'm giving it a rest. I'll never forget walking through the health clubs when I used to work in the clubs in the 70s. And these guys would be in there, you know, throwing these weights around. And then in between their set, I wondered, why in the world do I see all these guys just sitting around? Move a little in between your set. Move a little. Because that's the name of the game, y'all. Moving. Breath and breath. Okay, before we pick it up again, I'm still staying at 15. I'm going to go back and come back up. Soften, chin tucked, step back. Go all the way to your heel. In fact, you want to step back far enough that when you put your heel down and the leg is straight back, you feel a little bit of a stretch through those calf muscles. And I'm hoping those of you who were with me the other day, I think we did it on Wednesday or maybe we did it on Monday, I can't remember. I'm hoping that some of you got your calves working a little bit. So let me explain those little tiny toe lifts that we did against the pad, the balance pad. Yeah, those of us with knees replaced, hips replaced, it is very difficult to really make your calves work like they should. Okay, and you're a little scared. There's a lot of things that go into it. But that little bit of lifting that we did with our heels up into the toe pad, that's a big deal. And it should have made some of you a little bit sore. Why do I say that? Because I felt it. Okay. Are you ready? We're going to go down and grab our weights. Get your stance. We're going to do think of it as doing a sit to stand. Only we're going just a little bit lower. Okie dokie. Drop your shoulders, breath, hip hinge, keep your chin tucked. Come down, all the way down. Once you get the weights, drop your butt. Some of you, when you grab the weights, you know what you do? You lift your butt. Don't do that. Here we go. Heels. Heels. Drop down into the heels. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now come up an inch. Come up an inch. Come up an inch. Come up an inch. And come up. Breath. Go back down. Woo. Hold it down there. Breath. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels. Heels. Come up an inch. Come up an inch. And come up an inch. Yay. Take a big breath. Walk over. Put those weights down. Yes. Put those weights down. Okay. I am not done with the weights yet. Now, right now, after lifting that heavier weightage, poundage, I'm going to go here and grab my carries. And what were my carries? My carries were 10 and 10. So 20, then I went up to 15s. I did some work. Now I put that down and I'm going to go back to my 10s. Okay. And there are those of you who might be saying, okay, that's enough. I can't go anymore. Pick up a lighter weight, even lighter than these. It could be 3 and 3. And walk around. After dealing with the heavier weight in a simple walk around, and then you pick up those lighter weights, whatever you've chosen, you can see what a difference going up in weight and just doing some carry type moves with a heavier weight, how much difference it feels. Just walk around for a little bit. This is a recovery. Then I'm putting them down. Take a breath. Yes. I'm going to grab my little balance pad right here. I'm going to go right here on my forehead and down. See, I'm just going to go right here and keep my elbows down. So here's the deal. When somebody does this and they put their elbows out immediately, then I'm wondering, okay, well, how's your shoulder functioning? Because see, I want you to keep your elbows in. And when you bring this up, I want the elbows to be pointing out. That way I have to push my shoulders down. And if they're pointing out, I'm going to take my good neutral stance, drop my shoulders, tighten my tummy, and I'm going to shift again. And I'm going to go to my toe. I'm going to lift my knee. See that? Okay? I'm doing some cautionary moves here because you have something in your hands. You don't have any way to quickly move to a safety net to hold if you over or under balance. I want you to go shifting, go to the toe, keep your knees soft, drop your shoulders, elbows down, just lift your knee. See? Lift your knee, stay on balance, open up your feet, splay your toes, shift again, breath, knee is coming up, or go to your toe, just go to your toe, drop your shoulders and hold that stance. You don't even have to lift the knee, okay? Now, eventually what I'd like you to do is to be able to shift, lift the knee, tap on top of the chair and take it down. I don't want some of you to do this. Why? Because you're going to think you can, and you come over here and you didn't quite make it, and you're going to be losing your balance. Anytime you do 1 foot challenges, you're going to get off balance, but it doesn't have to result in a fall. I just want you to get better and stronger at dealing with the over or under balancing that causes you to get freaked out, because nobody wants to fall, and especially while you're trying to get healthier, right? Therefore, do the modification. See what I'm doing? Drop your shoulders, shift, breath. Bring the knee up, go to the toe and back down. Because if you get caught up here, that's an unwise choice of move. So I've shown you the progression. You have to get stinking solid, okay, right here. Doing this, where you're hanging on, you're not using any balances. You have to get solid at this before you're able to manage bringing the toe up and tapping it. See? Because I don't want you to get caught. That's the point. You got it? That move, that sequence of movements that I just showed you, very valuable in helping you be smooth in all of your carries and all of your movements. Okay? It'll make you a better dancer, Julia. Okay, what am I gonna do? Okay, I'm coming back down. So I gotta cram everything in these last couple of minutes. For myself, I wanted to get to where I could do the whole rack. And this whole rack is 18. I have a 30 sitting right over there. That's gonna be my next thing I'm gonna keep working at. But right now, for me, I'm gonna do 18 and 18 in my carry moves. They won't be complicated moves, but they're gonna be the whole rack. And I want to see if I can, A, grip the bar. I want to grip, okay? I want them up into my palms. Why? Because that's making me have a stronger grip. When I walk, I want to be as smooth as I can be in my walking. I don't want to be all halting and all worried that I'm going to fall. Yeah, I'm bringing my knee up before I take that step back. Yeah, take a breath, grip the weight. Come up into a normal walk, swing that leg through. We're just doing these a couple of times. I have picked up 18 and 18, so just under 40, right? Then I'm gonna come right here, drop my shoulders, take a breath, step, bring it back, step, bring it back. So I'm gonna bring my knee up, step, bring it back, bring my knee up, step, bring it back, okay? So I'm doing a series of split-second, one-legged stances by doing this move that I'm also working incredibly hard to squeeze that barrel, okay? Take a breath, drop your shoulders, big breath, step, squeeze the barrel, squeeze it, squeeze it, yes, one more time, squeeze it, okay, relax in your hands because you should be getting pretty tired. Now the weight is just hanging off my fingertips. Now I'm going to take my shoulders to my ears. My knees are soft. My tummy's tight. I'm going to bring those shoulders up to my ears and I'm going to hold it there. 1001, 1002, 1003, drop. Big breath. Here we go. Bring them all the way up. 1001, 1002, 1003, drop. Big breath. One more time. Here we go. Bring them up. Hold them. Squeeze to the ears and bring them down. Yes, I'm going to put these down. If you're holding heavier weights right now, do the little chair move, okay? I'm going to go right on down. I'm going to hold here for just a second, drop my butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put them down. Come back. Open those hands. Take a big breath. Drop the shoulders. Go down with a hip hinge. Keep my chin tucked. Here we go, into the heels. I'm going to grab these weights. Put the butt down when you grab the weights. Take a breath. Come up 1 inch. Come up 2 inches. 3 inches, heels. 4 inches. And up. Now, if you chose to get a heavier weight, it's getting your attention now. So we're going to do one more of these. Are you ready? Breaths. Use the chair deal if you need to. The chair modification, I will say. Drop your butt down. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And come up. Open those hands out. Come back in. Drop the shoulders. Tighten. Brace. Hip hinge. Drop my chin. Go into the heels. Drop your butt. Don't bring your butt up when you reach the weights. You're going to come up 1 inch. Heels. 2 inch. Heels. 3 inch. Heels. 4 inch. Heels. And up. Squeeze your butt. Yes. And then come back over. Put my weights down. And I'm going to shake out. Then I'm going to come to my plank move that I told you we were going to come back to. Remember, I warned you. Just put your hands open on the little chair pad. That's number 1. Number 2, pull those elbows so they're facing your body. Number 3, step back. Elbows are facing your body. Drop your shoulders. Tighten your tummy, tighten your butt. Drop your shoulders. 1 inch bend at the elbow, coming in toward your tummy. 1 inch. Squeeze your rear end. Breath, go, breath, go, breath. Come back up. Step in just a little. Grab the chair and hang your butt like you're trying to go over the side of a boat. Take a breath, then come back forward. You're going to just drop your hips and come down, bend those knees, and stretch through. Then come back, move into an up position. Bring those elbows in. Go into a W, right there. Go into a T, right there. Up and back with your palms. Step back. Bring it up. Step back. Bring it up. And then go into a Y. How's that feeling? And when you're in your Y, I want you to drop your shoulders and pull back like you're pushing your thumb back. Open, 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 and come back down. Yay! I told you we can do this. So I went into some nuances of how to do a little progression on your weight loading so that it makes a difference. Seriously. Yeah, it hurt me more than you.